I'd definitely watch a TV series about Pygmalion. You know what? I'd watch a TV series about either one of them if they were like, they were forced to work together for some sort of reason, or they were like, you're writing your own script now? Yeah, I'm writing my own script now. You have Pygmalion as K taking on Vanessa as J, and he's the old guy who's, you know, gone through it all before. He's not grumpy, he is wholesome, but like there are those little pressure points that you could poke, and he's got to go back and, you know, put the kids to bed after work. And he's got this sprightly young Vanessa girl who, she thinks she runs the world. She thinks she knows it all already. And to be fair, for her age, she knows a lot. But she would just aggravate him. I'd love to see that.
The only thing I knew for sure is that I didn't want to limit myself from pursuing ideas that I might have in the future. So I wanted the world to have maximum thematic design space, kind of the way their game was.
I mean, he's got that.
Maximum gameplay design space. To that end, you know, we want a world that's kind of eclectic, something that could support futuristic species and high tech, but also like medieval stuff and characters of all sorts of different species.
I mean, just on the technology front, we have a literal robot who is going to have like lasers. I think that we've literally seen a card called something laser or laser something. But we also have a hero with or a class with the card Atl Atl, which is a prehistoric, Paleolithic, like very early Stone Age weapon. So yeah, he's hit the nail on the head with this global, all-time spanning, huge eclectic thematic space. The lore will be interesting. I want to see where the lore is going to come into this.
So if we're going to have this,
I don't think there's too much lore yet.
We needed some of that to be represented.
And I need it. I need my lore
that you actually play as when you play the game. So even though our game's changed a lot since we started making it, we're still pretty sure we wanted an engineer character. And since I wanted a world that's pretty eclectic, I knew that I wanted some of our characters to not be...
Maybe Stella is the inventor then, rather than the engineer.
You know, what kind of character do we really want for that engineer? And my mind instantly gravitated towards like a tiny little robot dude. Some early sketches of potential
R2-D2
Dooley or you know, engineer robot guys. We had this one with the wrench, which I really like the look of.
I like the little really like knightly tabard he has. Like this sort of little plate underneath the neck, this neck guard. That's what it was fucking called. This like neck guard that looks like it's on a piece of armor. I love it. Yeah, these were all really cute designs.
Screwdriver arm. I was a big fan of this one.
This was one of my favorites, actually.
I also had this one. This might have been my favorite, honestly. It just looked the most like...
He's very cool. It's the stitched head. That's what does this one. And like the weird eyes, the wrong size.
I don't know. Like
Dooley's
checked
great.
all the boxes. It was a cute little robot. He's clearly an engineer. He does what you'd expect him to do.
This one just looks grumpy to me, which grumpy can be cute.
In previous updates. So in this first round of sketches, we actually tried some robots that levitated instead of, you know, rolling around on the ground or walking.
Nowhere near as cute.
They felt a little, like they didn't have quite enough personality, maybe. And this is kind of where we left it off, honestly. But I do want to give you a bit of context about what the character is and what drives him. So, Dooley is a little robot, like an appliance, and he's mass-produced, like, you know, millions of these appliances. Very popular one. I think of like a home assistant or something, right? And he's become sentient.
Dooley is Alexa.
Self-aware. He likes building stuff. He has a sense of self.
Dooley is a sentient Alexa.
You know, he's on the path to fighting for robot justice. He wants to liberate his fellow appliances from the oppressors of humanity.
How's that for a plate of adorable robots? Look how cute all of these. Like, I would have been happy with basically any of these as Dooley. Maybe not C. C is probably my least favorite. I mean, I love D, obviously. A and B are cute. E's pretty adorable. D? Yeah. Is everyone's favorite? D? Okay.
Did a really great job.
You may be happy about that then.
Just as a team, we kind of felt like robots with two eyes. I don't know, something about it didn't seem as cute to me as the one with a single eye. Personally, I just really liked D. I think it kind of communicated what I wanted from Dooley. Right, he looks like a little...
D for Dooley. It was meant to be. It was fate.
He doesn't have arms or anything. He doesn't really need them.
Yeah, our Dooley specifically is he's a street Dooley.
You should be a little.
He would have been thrown out, had no. I'm gonna go back to this screen because then we can see semi-actual Dooley. Like, Dooley was this little appliance that he made millions of, but he gained sentience, right? So what owner, like if your Alexa suddenly went sentient, if this microphone suddenly became sentient in front of me, I'd flop it out the fucking window. At which point, it doesn't have a roof over its head, it doesn't own anything, it has to make its way. He's in this sort of galactic Bazaar area. That's just sort of where he grows up, I guess. And he has to like really make a living for himself, make a way for himself. So yeah, he would be scuffed up. It was a very good and astute observation.
Decided to look at sketches going more in that direction, and
R2D2.
These do look a little familiar with some other robots. So we decided, never mind about this direction. Maybe he doesn't necessarily need to look scuffed. Maybe we can tell the story of him being downtrodden. Isn't it a really good job?
All right. So, of all of these additional sketches, we still have the two ones that they brought from before, down at the bottom, F and G. What are we thinking for Dooley here? Like, I mean, I do like the ones with wrenches / spanners, whatever you want to call them. Or like this one with a little arm. I don't like the stars on his scarf. Like, I like the ones that have like the little spanner or wrench, because it kind of shows that they are going to be this engineering character. But something about them just isn't as cute as original Dooley.
And trying to liberate AI. They just looked like little toys. And we wanted to express that a little bit more, in his character, that he's like on a mission.
That's why they all have these freedom stars.
Righteous and standing up for himself.
Yeah, the America. Yeah, exactly. They have America stars all over them.
Dooley, which, honestly, I love a lot of these. I think they look very cool. But a lot of them did seem a little bit angry, and I think that was just kind of detracting from the cuteness.
It's this little, like,
I think that whole characteristic
anger eyebrow
for your species
in them.
And rights and everything. I think that part of Dooley we want to tell through the story. And
yeah, like a twinkle in his eye.
Making his eye a bit bigger to up the cuteness and a little bit more polished. Our team came
up the cuteness.
Which is pretty much where we're at now. We're trying to decide, which way do we want the scarf to be. Personally, I like the one hanging down more. But yeah, this pretty much is where we ended up. That's where the character is today.
So, this is about Dooley's soundtrack. So, all of the characters have their own soundtrack that you'll hear when you're in game. All of the board skins, so when you're playing, you'll have your board. All of the board skins, or at least some of them, supposedly have soundtracks. So that changes every time. But Dooley's bass soundtrack was developed, and they recorded the process of it because it was actually kind of cool. There we go, back to the beginning.
My name is Jonathan Warman, and welcome to another update video on the Bazaar.
He's the composer, or creator, producer, all of the above.
So the process of writing Dooley's workshop really was heavily influenced by the artwork,
music director and composer,
cute but mischievous character.
Fancy glasses? Does he have fancy glasses?
Synthesizers and sound effects and beats, and started to create this little chirpy machine. And then I brought in
I want to see Mr. Music Man again
to help drive a story and narrative within the soundtrack and the piece itself.
Come on, show me your face, Music Man. They are pretty chonky glasses, I'll give you that much.
Building this song really was finding that sort of basic set of cute, sort of mechanical sounds that were robotic and endearing to the character.
It's really interesting to see how he builds this up, though. I don't know. I am a bit of a music nerd. Not a huge music nerd, but enough of one to appreciate this.
Melody over this part, and it just sort of comes together somehow.
Somehow. This is really cool. Well, not this bit, but...
Dooley!
He's a massive dog. Oh, it just makes me think of editing now. Anyway, this is the next cool thing I was going to talk about. Like, a lot of Dooley's sounds actually come from him just banging bits of metal together. Like, he's just got this big contraption of springs And a lot of the science from Dooley's workshop comes from this contraption.
Just taking this piece of metal and hitting it and recording it, and then putting a bit crusher on it and lowering the sample rate and making it sound like just something I've never heard. I then incorporated a lot of different orchestral elements into
it. Sounds so mechanical though. It's perfect.
String together to create this really cool piece that just.
I'm slightly impressed by how well I know Dooley's workshop now.
Of Dooley and how fun he is. Like, that's so cool sounding.
So is all music in the game just by Chonky Glass's Music Man? I think a lot of it is. I haven't heard of them having another composer on board, but they may well have.
Fun.
This is the only one I know of. Actually. Right, what are your closing thoughts? Bum 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 bum. I love Dooley's workshop though. It's so happy. It's fun.
I hope you guys enjoyed learning a little bit about my process writing for the Bazaar, and specifically Dooley's workshop.
Thanks, Chonky Glasses Man. All right, so we've done 2 bits on Dooley. We love Dooley. Do we just do a whole like history of the Bazaar characters? Do we look at Pygmalien and Vanessa? Do you guys want Pygmalien and Vanessa, or do you guys want me to look at pushing and pulling and have a look at some more mechanic-y stuff? I feel like I should just go through all of the character stuff. You'd be interested in Vanessa? Let's have a look at Vanessa then. We got to speak to another member of the Bazaar team. Normally it's just Reynad and Ben.
My name is Valentine Hrslow, and I am the art director on the Bazaar. From the get-go, we had 4 sketches. The first one is the young girl. She's a pirate. She's having an oversized clothing on her. The second one is an adventurer. She's having a spyglass, so it's more about the finding new places. The third one is a girl who's ruling on the boat. She's like a captain. Is seductive, so I'm trying to showcase that she's trying to seduce some guys. By this characteristic, she's going to be the best merchant. Portrait.
Yeah, they went for the confident one. Monkey.
She has like an open
monkey.
Before.
Unfortunately, the monkey does not stay. Although, if Vanessa doesn't have a monkey card, I'll be very surprised if they don't give Vanessa a monkey card at all. I think that's an amazing idea. And if it hasn't been suggested already, I will go ahead and suggest it in the Discord in a bit.
Get-go, everyone pointed on the middle one.
But yeah,
so
this is the one we landed on.
To fit the style of the game, we shrunk the head and the stylization. It was previously a bit cartoony. We make it more realistic.
Yeah, the numbers are a cool touch.
Knew that we wanted to.
And they do look really good in the wood.
And black in her. This character was to leverage her up, like make an upgrade. So we did a lot of rework on the previous design, but we kept the pose. For example, we did a tattoo on her hand. We make the rework on her belt. You can see there is a difference. The character should be simple. It should be readable from the glance. They should be iconic. So we ended up not having this too detailed designs. And
yeah, the belt and the tattoo are gone.
The options from the colors and go straight to the render. You can see this image is the final Vanessa look. Pretty happy with it. She's also having a very strong rim light. So the idea about it was to when you pick this character and place it on any kind of background, you can also differentiate one from each other. Yeah, basically that's it. This is our character, this is Vanessa, and I hope you enjoyed watching the process of creating this character, and see you again on the next update video of the Bazaar.
Yeah, that was a short but sweet update of Vanessa. I do really like her. Does she know her bag of gold is leaking? Someone should tell her, really. No, yeah, Vanessa's looking really cool. And we've seen a lot of her cards and stuff now. She is very much like, she has, well, there is one card called Vanessa's ship, but there are a lot of like other ships within her cards. So like, does she own like a fleet? Is she like a pirate queen rather than a pirate captain? We don't really know too much about her herself, but we know her cards and she likes her weapons, that's for damn sure. The final character that we know much about,
hey guys, it's Reynad back.
Which is Pygmalien.
Today I've got a pretty quick one for you. So where we last left
Pygmalien's
off,
my
we were
favorite
looking
character so
at
far
these kinds of
to play,
designs, and we were trying
or
to figure
like,
out which direction to go in.
I mean, I guess I don't play, but
So most of you guys in the comments a few weeks ago really liked C, And this was actually a bit of a surprise to me because it was one of my least favorites. But it was one of the most different. And I kept trying to figure out why it is that I don't like this one. Because if I really focus in on the face, I think it looks fine in any of them. And what it really boiled down to was the combination of face to body. Pygmalion, his people are like 6 to 8 feet tall. They're big people. And C, it just seemed small to me for whatever reason. So we started stacking up, C's design to some of our
too small of a pig.
It was pretty clear why.
Yeah, he is tiny.
The body shape and the posture and everything.
It's just his legs. Like, his legs like half the size.
Sketches. Here's kind of how we saw Pygmalion stacking.
Mac! I forgot that they showed us Mac. I need this image. There we go. Mac. I completely forgot they showed us Mac. Anyway, back to the video.
Characters, right?
Yeah, so Mac is the alchemist.
Standard height,
so glad I got to see him.
Did ask them to also colorize.
Sorry, we're talking about Pygmalion, not Mac here.
You see that A style of face, and here on top, we get C. In general,
I like the top line of faces. And yeah, I like Pygmalion. Pygmalion's great. So Pygmalion strikes me as just like a heartwarming, lovable dad. Like, the final version they go for him, he's got a tiny bit of a belly on him, but he's this salesman. He sells everything from like chocolate to ointment, or as they call it, ointment, to like help your skin and stuff. Yeah, I like happy Pygmalion.
A lot more. So you guys were right. With a bit of polish, C definitely seems like the best. Streaks of color in the hair and different eye colors.
The peppercorn streak.
Colors of eyes.
I love the little white streak going through the black hair.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not where they went, but I would love that.
So we're trying to figure out exactly which of these we like that we got.
He's got like almost Shrek ears in some of these pictures, which are great.
With 2 different outfits, so we can compare the outfits side by side. Purple seemed like a unique color, but not like weirdly unique. It's still pretty approachable. I do want you guys to help us pick an eye color though. See, in these, we did purple. In these sketches, we tried yellowish orange. But really, we can go any direction with this.
I think they just went with one color for now.
Keep in mind, at its core, this character is warm, trustworthy, wholesome. It's like, you want him to be approachable and kind looking. So, yeah, just with that in mind, let us know what you guys think.
We love wholesome Pygmalion. So, we've had an opportunity to go over at least the art direction and sound direction for Dooley, and then the art direction for Vanessa and Pygmalion. So, of these 3 characters, or mac and cheese, I guess, if you're wanting to be very much out there and have no idea where that's come from. But yeah, which one of these 3 main characters are you guys looking forward to, or find the most interesting, I guess? Just from their sort of art direction and possible backstory sense. Like, we've seen a lot of Vanessa and Pygmalion in game, so we know a lot of their cards and stuff. But yeah, I'm interested to see what people think is the most interesting, just pure character design.